Welcome back, my beautiful friends. You're listening to a Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York. I'm your host, Zen Sams. In our Web3 Women segment, courtesy of Animoca Brands, this week we're featuring Bozena Rezab, CEO and co-founder of Gamey, a high engagement platform where blockchain meets mobile gaming. Now, Gamey has a global base of 40 million users and is named by Marketing Week among the 100 most disruptive brands. Now, the company is part of the Animoca Brands family, a global blockchain gaming leader with a $6 billion valuation. Now, Bozena's role is to actively push Gamey's strategy and introduce digital property rights and the value of blockchain to the gaming audience. And today, we are chatting about integrating blockchain and NFTs to increase engagement and Gamey's roadmap and global direction. We'll cover that as well. And most importantly, women in Web3. Now, the video game industry is definitely filled with hundreds of millions of players worldwide. Yet there's still a lack of female representation within gaming communities. And in the past, men have taken center stage in the gaming world. But it's time developers pay more attention to female gamers because they are a force to be reckoned with and should no longer be ignored. Women gamers are growing in numbers and their perspectives really matter. Google Play found that 65% of women ages 10 to 65, yep, that's a broad number, are gamers and account for nearly half of all video game players worldwide. Now, while women from every corner of the globe play video games, they're especially doing so in all of Asia's key markets, including India, Japan, and China. Asia is considered to be the global capital of video games and contributes 48% of the world's total gaming revenue. So those female players have a lot of influence in the industry. Definitely an opportunity to cater to a new audience. A liftoff study discovered that women are 80% more likely than men to make in-app purchases. So there's a lot of money to be made by being more welcoming to the female players. And here to chat some more is the beautiful Bozena. Welcome to the show, superstar.
Thank you for the super nice introduction. Hi, everybody.
Nice to meet you. Okay, this is so exciting. I'm so happy to have you on because very rarely do they send me a female expert in the industry, and you are definitely one of them. Congratulations on all of your accomplishments. Okay, so what are a few ways game developers are currently attracting and retaining more female players in your point of view?
Well, it's you mentioned about the huge numbers of the players, and I think it comes down to availability of games. The moment, especially my company focuses on mobile games, right? And the moment when mobile games enable distribution of games, we suddenly had not only tens of millions, but 2.5 billion gamers on this planet. So we can no longer think about games as a niche industry. As gaming industry in total is bigger than music and movie, right? And it became part of the culture. So it's no longer the case that we think of gaming as this is only young men in their rooms, playing this nerdy game. It's not true anymore. That's like long the idea long gone. So we do not really have to attract female gaming audience. We already have a lot of it. So the idea is, how do we build games that cater for this audience to have them maybe even more engaged? And the best way is to have the creators to have creators that are women, that are creating games that are attractive for this half of the planet. So it's of course it's about how you market the game, but what is the game about? Do I have a representation of myself, how I feel about my gamer identity? Do I find myself in that game? That comes down to gaming characters, skills, skins, but also about the gaming genres. It all comes down to who designs the games. If the games are only designed by men, this is very hard to deliver, right? So we have to come down to who designs the games. Do we have enough people from female creators creating games? How can we make sure we do? And then we shall see more games that are attractive for women gamers.
Female, very well said, by the way, because you nailed it. Google Play found that 60% of women felt that less than 30% of mobile games were made for them. So you're right. By increasing the amount of female characters in a game, women will also feel like they can, relate easier to the characters, as if the game is really intended to be inclusive of women. And also, like you said, it's so important to include women in the development stage to create video games that are more inclusive and more appealing to women. Is really what you're saying at the core, is hiring more female developers. That's a great place to start, so they could provide insight and really fresh ideas from their own experience playing the game. So I think what you're doing is remarkable. Recently, Gamey, your company, opened the Arc 8 gaming platform, and you added the play to earn utility for partner tokens in the form of Arc 8 tournament rewards. And now partners can provide tokens for prize tools of games in the Arc 8 mobile application to be used for in-game rewards and distributed amongst the Arc 8 players. Talk to me about Gamey's roadmap and global direction. Really, at this point, you guys are huge.
We've been in mobile gaming industry for 8 years now, and it was not always Web3 gaming. So we started 8 years ago with the idea of connecting people through play and looking into mobile games. How can we create a community across mobile games? So we would not have to like ship one game, people play it and leave and be gone. We wanted to grow an audience community that would build with us, would stay with us, and add more content. So we're always thinking, what is the glue that connects people across games? What are some of the gamification ideas? And it came down to recognizing and rewarding gamers' effort, skill, and loyalty. And it does not always have to be monetary. It's really recognition of an achievement, of a competence. People are good at something. And then the community around it, right? Because one of the strongest motivations for people to even play games is being part of something bigger. So that was our idea of building Gamey as a platform 8 years ago. And when we started looking into Web3 and blockchain technology, we got really excited because you have this additional layer of this glue that makes this possible, because the community can be rewarded even more being part of something bigger, because they're real owners of what is earned within that game. So that got us really excited, and we continue building with the vision. Now we have additional tool that's really powerful, that's called blockchain, to make that happen.
I love it, because now you're right. The metaverse and NFTs are so community based, obviously propelled by blockchain, but they're so community based that many women feel that they have a certain edge over men per se, because a woman driven community is definitely a little more chill, a little more supportive, with good vibes, and definitely a lot less toxicity, because we care about that so much. And that allows for the community to grow a lot faster in a better and more organic way. And the beauty of NFTs and a universal accepted blockchain is that if at any given moment the community no longer suits you, you could pick up your digital property and take it to a new one, right? You're not chained to any one platform. And I love that notion. Talk to me more about that notion, the ability to just, really control our own data, really data sovereignty here.
Well, with Arc 8, you mentioned a little bit of the roadmap, and it comes down to your current question, is the ownership itself. Like, gamers have known the concepts of gaming currencies and characters for a really long time, but it was always rented only for that specific game. It was never real ownership, because with real ownership, it comes real decision making how you want to use it, right? Yeah. And what we see in terms of behavior when we give this ownership to players, new ideas start coming up. It makes the ownership of currency character, brings up new ideas for people to organize in communities, come up with different contests, even started thinking about what can we build with the assets that we have and how can we use them in other worlds, which I think is fascinating, because there's suddenly like a seemingly small thing turns people into entrepreneurial mindsets, right? And that's really awesome. So on that side, I'm excited to see that movement. Of course, in our case, we have a very large user base of mobile gamers, and part of our mission is making sure we explain and onboard people to blockchain in a way that we show the value. Like, why is it even good to own a gaming currency? Why is it good to own a game character? Because oftentimes people come to our platform and it's the first time they're opening up a wallet, they're getting a token, and then when they have enough token, they can purchase an NFT. So it's really step-by-step process. But at the end of it, they understand the idea, I own this. So I can even take it outside of the ecosystem and use it elsewhere. And this is also the way how we work with partners. We're enabling partners to bring in their assets into our game in way of rewards, or if somebody owns a specific NFT that's even not ours, they get access to an exclusive game tournament. So we're playing with this idea of interoperability. How can that translate into mobile gaming? And it all comes down to what people care about, what they're passionate about. Do they like the game? Do they like the experience? And on top, they really own what they
A
earn
piece
in
of
that
it.
game, and they can decide
Yeah,
what they want to do about it.
it's really pretty incredible. I mean, your platform is host to at least 12 live games that I know of, including Asteroids in
Right,
collaboration with Atari and Man City
right,
Striker, which is great in partnership with Manchester City FC. But Gamey runs games, like you said, through these tournaments through Arc 8 that really offer crypto rewards in the form of Gamey tokens, the GMEE, which are really used to access Arc 8's tournaments and
right.
games. And although some I know are free to play, really your model is very proprietary here because you're taking both of best worlds. And I know that recently Animoca brand said that opening Arc 8 to partners and their tokens is really another step in the evolution of the Arc 8 gaming platform into the Arcadiverse. Now,
Right.
Arcadiverse is a casual virtual gaming space that connects players, brands, and game creators. Talk to me more about this Arcadiverse.
Have you ever been to a physical arcade place, like
Yes.
with the physical games? Yeah. So Arcadeverse is an idea how that would translate into a metaverse, and in the way that you would come to a virtual place to meet other people and play games, and use tokens to access specific games that had different rewards.
Right.
Now there are many different games. There are many people you can meet. You can enter as a specific gaming persona, so it does not have to be a real representation of you. This is the freedom what we have entering metaverse, that we can be whatever or whomever we want, right? And it's about entertainment. So it's meeting people, it's entertainment, it's games, and skill is rewarded. So good gamers can earn different rewards, but casual gamers, they can just have fun. So Arcadeverse is about that. We're at the beginning of building the Arcadeverse. You can already play 12 games, earn different rewards, showcase your skill, and we're taking that to next steps in the next months to make this happen, this Arcadeverse happen.
Well, if there's anybody that can make it happen, it's definitely you. Talk to me about the importance of mentorship regarding women in blockchain, and what are you doing at Gamey to support the ladies?
I think what you mentioned is super important. We definitely see that when we are hiring, we always have difficulties finding enough candidates from females. So it's a it's easier to hire females from in the art or project management, marketing. It's a lot more complicated to find women who are applying for positions in technology engineering, especially when it comes down to Web3. We are actively supporting local communities that are encouraging women to enter IT careers, and some of them decide to step into Web3. We're closely collaborating with the community Girls in Crypto. That's a Central European one, which I think is amazing because the community of women encouraging each other and sharing the learnings and their ways and journey through the industry is definitely making them feel more confident. So we're at the very beginning. I think with the technology and engineering talent, it's the same in gaming as in other industry. It's very hard to encourage enough women to enter engineering careers, and when there is one, it's a golden. So if any women are watching or listening right now, if you ever thought about stepping into engineering, there is not enough of you. Please do, because you will have all the doors opened. So that is definitely a great idea for careers. We are trying to showcase the role models. We have a company website with videos of different people at Gamey talking about their jobs and their journey careers, including are women, of course, in art, in data science. We unfortunately do not have enough women engineer yet. But yeah, I'm also trying my way to encourage more and more women not only step into engineering, but also into entrepreneurship, because that's another category.
You are doing an amazing job. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure chatting with you. You should be very proud of the empire you have built for yourself, and a woman in your industry is a big undertaking. So you're doing a great job.
Thanks.
That was Bozena Rezab, CEO and co-founder of Gamey. You guys definitely have to check out the platform. Remember, head to their website, gamey.com. They are a high engagement platform where blockchain meets mobile gaming, and definitely one of the more incredible Animoca brand subsidiaries women run. There you go. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York. We'll be right back after this.